Welcome to Sports Talk with Kifue, and I'm your host, Kifue Matlang. Well. The scum of London. Yeah, but they the scum. But how did Chelsea go and lose against Arsenal, man? Arsenal have not won a single game in the past. After they beat United, they went on a run where they did not win even a single game. Like in 8 matches, they didn't even win a single game. And Man United played terribly. That's neither here nor there. But Chelsea losing to Arsenal. Arsenal are so poor. And what Frank does, he also goes and he throws his players under the bus. You can't do that. But let's start with how they actually lost the match. Well, Chelsea went into this match and they just went up for it. I don't know how. Like, you guys have second place to play for because Man United have just screwed the pooch. Because we know Ole bottles it every time. So everyone knew that Man United weren't going to win that match. But Chelsea go there, go to the Emirates with Arsenal being in such poor form and having little to no confidence, and they give them a confidence boost. How does that happen? How does that happen? Well, let me tell you how that happens. First and foremost, Chelsea don't have a manager, but I'm happy though. I'm all Frank in. Keep Frank in the job because as long as Frank's in the job, Chelsea ain't doing nothing. They are not challenging for any titles. As long as Frank is in that seat, they aren't challenging for anything. Him, Ole, and Arteta, man, vibes cartel, vibes FC. If the players feel like you guys feel good enough, just go and play. There's no plan, no philosophy. I get Arteta was trying, but I need to see more of the philosophy and it being played over a longer stretch of the season. Because I just saw some glimpses with Arsenal playing good football today. It was the first time I've actually seen them have intensity and actually going out and actually pressing at certain times and conserving their energy, pressing when they need to press and backing off when they need to back off. The decision making there was quite brilliant. And I don't know how Lampard lets Ole I don't know how Lampard lets Arteta, in fact, get the win over him. Because if Arsenal suck, hell, I'm going to attack. And Lampard didn't feel like that team was going out there for the jugular. It didn't feel like that hunger. They were going out for the jugular. I mean, had Kovacic, Mount. That looked like a pretty decent attacking team. Because I know Havertz sucks. So with Kovacic, I'd take him over Havertz. And then you have Mount. And then you have Kante. And then you also have your two wingers, which are Pulisic and Werner. But you playing Pulisic on the wrong side. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. That team just wasn't in sync. You had Reece James, who was playing through an injury, but he was okay. That whole Chelsea team just looked off it. And the thing is, Chelsea have gotten 4 points off their previous 4 games now. So they were also in a bad run of form. So if anyone needed to pick me up, fam, you're looking for Arsenal. I bet you even Sheffield was like, when is this Arsenal match coming? Because then if you need to pick me up in the league, it's either you're going to play Sheffield or Arsenal. And Chelsea just didn't take their chance to actually win and beat Arsenal convincingly. They didn't show up. There was no intensity. And frankly, there was no plan from the coach. I don't think Frank ever has a plan. Like his teams play, but because his teams play, but you rarely see a philosophy that they always rely on, or something, or a certain type of play where you can say, you know what, that's a Frank Lampard team. A Frank Lampard team plays like this week in and week out, even though you might not play to a certain level, but you know how you're going to play. I don't see that in a Frank Lampard team. But he got outcoached by Arteta today. And why? Arteta did the things that I said he should do in one of my previous videos. I told you he should change things up, and he changed things up. He put on youngsters, Emil Smith Rowe. Yeah, Martinelli, who was a bright spark during the week. Sadly, I didn't do a review to that. So I was gonna tell you guys, Martinelli looked different, gravy during the week. Looked different. He looked like he wanted to play. He looked like he had hunger during the week, and he was the difference maker in them going equalizing against City. And he was great. He had hunger. He was pressing. He was even playing. He was taking the ball. He looked like he wanted the ball and he wanted to take charge of a game. He had fight that you don't see in Arsenal players. The mentality that I think Martinelli has is comparable to the mentality that Bruno has. I'm going to make it with you guys, and I'm going to pull the rest of you guys to where we need to be. I don't see that in any other Arsenal player. Haven't seen that in weeks. They don't have any fight in them. They don't have that dog in them. Frankly, that's just how Arsenal are. But with their midfield, with El Neni has been great this season. He played amazing. They also had Mari, who I've been amazed that he hasn't brought him back sooner. If I have a backline that's made of that has David Luiz in it, I'm hurrying up. I'm wishing and I'm praying that Mari comes back, and Mari just came back. So I'm thinking he's gonna play a back two of Mari and Gabriel. So it's gonna be quite interesting. But Chelsea just lost due to intensity, lack of planning, and they just don't have a proper philosophy, because he takes Kante off and he puts on Jorginho, and Jorginho didn't really provide any impetus or any go forward to what they were going to do. They weren't dictating it enough. Because when you bring on a person like Jorginho to replace Kante, you want him to dominate the game and keeping the team moving and ticking at a faster pace than what you were moving at. And I certainly didn't see that. Chelsea weren't passing the ball quicker than what they were passing it before Jorginho came in. So him coming in, well, that's just a wasted substitution. And honestly, I don't rate the dude, so I would never make the sub anyway. Yeah, he just sucks. I wouldn't have made that substitution. I certainly wouldn't have. I certainly wouldn't have made that substitution. He was just atrocious. And you could say that about a lot of Chelsea players. They got outworked. Arsenal created a lot of opportunities due to them pressing Chelsea and dispossessing them in their final third and going to attack them, winning the ball high up the pitch. Arsenal weren't doing that in these previous 8 games. They weren't doing that. They started doing it against City, but yeah, they still got beat, but they did it only for like 30 minutes, or not 30 minutes, for like 15 or 20 minutes. But in this match, they did it for the entire match, pressing high up the pitch and winning the ball up there. And then you can go and create things. The first goal, well, it's a penalty, so they score. And then the second goal they get was a free kick by Shaka, which is amazing. Postage stamp, fam. Postage stamp. He put it in top bins. That was an amazing free kick. And Saka is crossing and it actually goes in. He tries to cross the ball and it goes in for the third goal. And then so when Chelsea score, I'm like, oh, game on. And then Chelsea get a penalty and Jorginho misses. Jorginho has been terrible. It's not just him, the entire team was terrible. I don't know how do you get outworked? The first premise of any team is you have to match the other team's work ethic and then your quality will show. Because there's not a lot of players in that Arsenal team that get into that Chelsea team. But they just got outworked. The intensity from Arsenal was there. The pressing, the desire, they got bodies forward. That's something that they weren't doing in the before. And El Neni for me looks like he's an actual good player. He's consistent. He's what Arsenal need. Arsenal don't have enough consistent players. Arsenal have players full of Arsenal are full is a team made up of players that could give you a 10 out of 10 one week and can give you 1 out of 10 the next week. They need more players like El Neni who can give you a 7 out of 10 every week. Who, when you know I'm getting a 7 out of 10, him and Tierney, you know what you're getting. And Leno, you know you're getting a 7 out of 10 each and every week. Arsenal don't have enough players that do that. They need more consistency. Yeah. Thank you for joining me and listening to my reaction to the Arsenal and Chelsea match. So please leave a comment below. Don't forget to like the video, smash a like, and please don't forget to subscribe. And thank you for watching Sports Talk with Gifu.